in Toronto, pressure. There's a lot of pressure on the Leafs to perform this year, and early in the season, they were doing quite well. Lately, though, things haven't been going quite as well, but things are looking up. So they have their goalie Andersen. He played against Calgary, and he didn't play quite that well. Then they bring this other guy, Jack Campbell, and he plays phenomenal. And he shuts out the Flames, and they win. But I'm going to ask you guys now. I mean, this has only been 2 games, but do the Leafs have a goalie controversy? Is Jack Campbell the answer here? That seems to be my thought reading all the Leafs Twitter, is that no one is confident in Andersen right now, but Jack Campbell, he's like a cult hero over there in Toronto. So I'm going to ask resident Toronto Maple Leafs expert Ryan Pilon. Pilon,
there's only a controversy if you don't believe that Campbell should take the starting net. The thing is, I mean, yes, there is a controversy. I don't want to say it's because of Freddie's recent play, though. I know he's been just getting bashed on social media over this latest stretch, and yes, he was terrible, but he was playing through an injury. He really shouldn't have been playing. It was very, very noticeable how slow he was. His side-to-side movement, I could just tell before he even came out and said he was battling through an injury. I could just tell there was something wrong there. He was just noticeably slow going side to side. His reaction was slow as well. And I mean, you got to give him credit for battling through that. I mean, he played because he had to. Jack Campbell was hurt. Michael Hutchinson, I mean, he played admirably through a few starts, but then he let up 2 goals and 3 shots. So that last time he played. So, you can't rely on Hutchinson to carry you. So I think he deserves some credit for playing when he shouldn't have. He knew he wasn't at his best. He's in a contract year, and that's going to hurt his totals as well. So, I mean, he could have been selfish and said, no, I'm not going to play, and it's probably going to hurt his contract next year as well. So I want to give him credit for that. Now, having said that, there is a controversy, or at least I believe Campbell should get a chance at the starter position because of this. Even when Freddie was healthy, he wasn't playing bad, but he was just average. Like, you look at his save percentage, his goals saved above expected, like it was just basically average to maybe a little below average. He wouldn't lose you a game, but he wouldn't win you a game either. Now, that's all the Leafs really needed. They have a very deep team in front of them. That's all they needed, was just some competent goaltending. They just needed steady Freddie to make the saves that he needed to, and they would take care of the rest. Jack Campbell, on the other hand, has been providing phenomenal goaltending. He has a .965 save percentage in his 4 starts, 2 shutouts in his 4 starts. Now, the issue is he hasn't been able to stay healthy. He's been injured twice. So if he can stay healthy and he can keep up this level of play, he should get the starting position. You give the goal to the best goalie. That's going to help you. Like, if the Leafs can have a goalie who can steal them games or steal them a playoff series, that's huge. Like, Freddie Andersen wasn't going to do that, right? Like, he wouldn't lose you a series, but he wasn't going to win you a series either. Like, you would need the forwards and the defense to play really well to win a series, and he would just take care of like what he needed to take care of. If Jack Campbell can do what he's doing consistently, you give him the starting position. So right now, like, he looked pretty healthy. I hope he's feeling okay today. I'm hoping he's going to be able to continue to play. Let Frederik Andersen rest up. Let him get 100% healthy, and then let them battle it out for the number 1 spot. And whoever's the better goalie, that's who you ride into the playoffs. And if Freddie doesn't return to his old form, or if Campbell gets hurt again or something, then maybe we're even looking at a trade for a goalie before the trade deadline.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the soup's looking good. Got to be honest. The soup's hot, and that's when you want to eat it the most.
Well, his rebound control is stellar. Like, that was like, he just swallowed pucks in that game against Calgary. Whereas with Andersen, it was just bouncing here, there, everywhere, right? No second chances. And
now,
then that diving save on I can't remember who he saved that.
On Tkachuk.
Was it on Tkachuk?
Yeah.
That is the type of goaltending they weren't getting from Freddie. It was like any sort of high danger chance that Calgary got went in. Any deflection went
Yeah.
in. And I mean,
Right.
sure, they're good goals. Like he led in what, like against the first game in Calgary, he led in, I would say, like 1 weak goal. And then the other 2 were deflections. And then there was that one really great one-timer. But the difference is Campbell made that insane save, right? Whereas with Freddie, that probably went in because he just can't go side to side that well right now. And, deflections, Campbell was swallowing them whole. He was able to stay on top of them. So, he's looking great.
Now, what happens when they both go down? Because it
already happened.
That's a scary thing.
That's the stretch we just went through.
Right.
That's the 2 wins and how many losses have they had? That's what happened. Is Freddie was hurt and playing hurt, Campbell was out, and they weren't getting goaltending. Like honestly, except for the final game against Winnipeg in their series and the game against Ottawa, where they just looked gassed and tired. They did play a lot of games in a lot of days. They got outplayed in those games. The rest of the games, they outchanced the opposing team. They weren't getting goaltending, and they were always getting out goaltended by Hellebuck or by Demko, by Markstrom.
Right.
They were still playing really good. They were playing just as good as they were against Edmonton when they dominated those 3 games, but they weren't getting stops. And that's been the difference.
Delayed